Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, we are live with Trailer Talk. We're back, people.
What's up, everybody?
Back.
Are we talking about Airstreams today? Are we finally talking about Winnebagos?
No. Well, the only Winnebago we can talk about is the one in Spaceballs.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
the only one that matters.
I don't think I've ever seen Spaceballs. I really need to watch that.
What?
I know. I do want to
Holy
watch
shit!
it, though.
You admitted that on air?
Sorry.
God, I
After
can't.
this, we're
Movie
gonna go
night?
watch it. Yeah.
Wow. The comment section.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
funny.
half of my dialogue is like Spaceballs quotes.
Accurate.
Like, I don't think I go a day without quoting that movie.
Really?
Yeah, no, that's a must-watch.
Cute.
Well, welcome, Pagan, for admitting that's Pagan, who doesn't know what Spaceballs is, or
Yeah.
you know what it is, you just never seen it.
I've never seen it.
And say hi, Steph.
Hi,
That's
Steph.
Stephanie Judge. We're missing PJ today. Yeah, I don't know where he is. He's
Oh.
probably doing something really important. And
Or
decided
not
to,
really
to leave
important
us
at
by
all.
the wayside, or he's on the shitter. He's locked in the bathroom again.
Yeah,
that
that's
happens a lot.
Drew.
I locked him in there. He deserved it. Listen, guys, I think we have some pretty cool trailers to talk about today. I'm kind of excited to get into them. But we're going to watch Argylle, which, Stephanie, you tweeted to me saying, like, we must watch this. So I listened and I said, yes, let's do that.
Yes.
I'm excited to talk about that trailer and somebody's haircut in that trailer, which is surprisingly
I haven't seen the
jarring.
trailer. I saw your tweet, Stephanie, and then I thought, you know what? We're probably going to watch this on Trailer
Gonna
Talk, so
hold
I
off.
won't watch it.
Listen, he took my dad's haircut, and it bothers me so much. And
Your
I'm
dad has a
like,
haircut.
he does. I mean,
Oh,
not that
no.
long, but
Okay,
like, you know,
yeah.
but yeah.
Well, we'll get into that. It's a special look for
It
our
is.
boy Henry Cavill. And then we're gonna watch a new trailer that just dropped. It's very, very interesting. I can't wait to get your all's take on it. Leave the World Behind. Can't wait to jump into that. Got a big cast, interesting director choice. But first, I kind of want to talk about T Swift, guys. T Swift taking over the world, and T Swift, the Taylor
It's a
Swift,
Taylor
and I hope.
Swift world, and we're just living in it. Okay.
Honestly, Jesus, like every other headline is Taylor Swift, and now she's taken over football. I guess her relationship with Travis Kelce, who plays as the NFL tight end for Kansas City Chiefs, is I can't literally open Twitter or open anything on the internet without someone just losing their mind over how awesome it is. Or like why this is happening in our world. Like it's sort of like this, and I was like, do we really need to talk about this? And then I thought about, yeah, why not?
It's my worst nightmare. Just kidding.
I got nothing against Taylor Swift. I think she's awesome. I think she's super talented. I'm fascinated that everything she touches sort of like goes just insanely viral, right? Like how do we guys, like, I wanted to have an honest discussion. How do we wield this power for good? You know, like, do we
She
get
has all the
like,
power in the world, man. You know what it is?
We need
It's
to
the teeny
befriend her.
boppers, right? Like it's the audience she has, because she has not only like the 30-somethings, because that's her age, right? We all grew up listening to Taylor Swift, and we're like, oh, she's a new kid on the scene. She's my age. Oh my god, that's amazing. And now she's like the biggest pop star in the world, probably.
Yeah.
And we all grew up with her, but she's still grabbing audiences. So people are still like, I
Bigger
think that
than
is
ever.
so cool. Like, I think that's really, like, the longevity of Taylor Swift's career is just so fantastic, and it's just going to continue to grow because she continues to, like, snatch up the little teeny bopper market as well. But she's a marketable lady. Like, what can you say?
Yeah. I was a fan of hers like in middle school when she first came out, and then I didn't like, it was just that first album, and then after that it was like moving on.
Yeah.
Like-
You know what's wild? Like, Taylor Swift recently, I think, has just been, like, propelled right into further stardom because of the stuff that she's done outside of music. So, like, the lawsuit that happened, and then, of course, the whole issue where basically the producer or production company bought the rights to her songs and didn't give them back. So she was like, well, fuck you, I'll just re-record them, and did, and then sold out a full tour that's like worldwide now, and so much so that non-Taylor Swift fans are buying tickets to go see Taylor Swift. Like, I've seen that all over my feed. My
it's
feed
the
is like,
hottest ticket to
yeah,
get.
It is.
I'm not
You
even a
have
big
to like
fan of
sell
Taylor
one
Swift.
kid in order to pay for another kid to go see Taylor Swift. Like that's
Yeah.
like
Totally.
And,
I went into the pre-sales, right? So in Ireland, she's coming to Dublin for 3 nights. So I was like, okay, well, I'll sign up for pre-sale. No worries. Like, I like her music. I've never seen her in concert. We'll do. Sign up for pre-sales, and I got in after, like, I don't know, 4 hours of waiting in this queue, like, while I was at work. The only ticket available at a single ticket, the only ticket available was a ticket in the gods, or like the nosebleeds tier, in the stadium,
I like that.
for like €400.
Oh, no
and
way.
I was like, I don't want a VIP package. I just want that seat for €60 that it usually costs.
Right. Yeah.
Because they were only doing, like, the pre-sale stuff was like they had a very limited amount of general tickets, and then the rest of them were all VIP. Yeah. And I kind of hated that technique. I think she has no control over that, but like that was so shitty.
Yeah.
So then I was like, I'm not gonna even try a general sale. So.
No,
that's a good point. I wonder if there's like, I do think, the ticketing thing has gotten a little crazy, and props to her. She's making so much money, and I hear she does pay her people well, so good for her.
She gave them all $100,000 in bonuses. Like it's in the summer.
Right. So Taylor Swift, I need to listen. I'll work. Listen, I'm free to,
if you need somebody, I'll be a roadie.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right.
I'll be a hype girl. I will carry your water. Like, what do you need me to do?
Basically, what I'm asking is, how do we get T Swift on CouchSoup? Because everything she touches will go insanely crazy. So
I guess you can either date one of her exes or marry one of her exes, and then she'll come in and swoop in and save you.
That's a good idea.
You know what? I got it.
Jake Gyllenhaal. Go
I got
for
it.
Which one of you got that?
Let's think smaller, right? Let's think 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon style shit here,
I like
right?
it. I like it.
You get a show with Nolan and Ryan Reynolds, right? Because Ryan Reynolds was Deadpool, and Nolan is Deadpool, and then Ryan Reynolds' wife is Blake Lively, and Blake and Ryan and Taylor are best friends.
They're BFFs.
I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, let's think smaller, guys. The 6 levels of Kevin Bacon.
Get
Nolan to reach out to Ryan Reynolds.
Nolan.
And then Ryan
and he got
will
his gin. Like, come on.
Yes.
It's so close, guys.
So close. God. We're like right there. Like, we're closer than anybody.
We're literally closer than anybody. We're like 4 people away from Taylor Swift.
I know.
Okay?
I mean, listen.
It's just me,
That's
Nolan,
incredible.
Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively, Taylor Swift. That's 4 people away. I'm practically her best friend.
Oh no. Which is interesting. So Tyson on the chat dropped that there's a rumor she's going to be Dazzler in Deadpool 3. Because she showed up to the last game with Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively, and Hugh Jackman. And Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds are obviously in Deadpool 3.
That's fair.
And so and I'm kind of like, well, that would be interesting. I don't know.
I think it'd be fun to have her in Deadpool.
Why can't
I
Blake
don't think that her showing up to an event with Blake, Ryan, and Hugh is any sort of indicator, because she's best friends with Blake and Ryan for very many years.
But Hugh Jackman too?
Well, Hugh Jackman's single right now.
Blake and Ryan's daughter is featured on trailers on Taylor's songs. So, I'm like, you know what? It's too much of a coincidence.
Wow,
Hugh's just a nice guy,
T-Swift.
and he's newly single. So maybe they were like,
single?
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
No way.
Unfortunately, I'm so sad to hear that after 20 years.
I hate saying that. I hate saying
Hugh
that.
Jackman's. He's a beautiful man. I'd marry Hugh Jackman.
So would I. Hugh, you watching this?
And he looks so like,
I'm single.
He comes off very like approachable for like a
does.
megastar, and
He does.
maybe it's all the singing and dancing he does. Like I feel like it makes him more.
I think that he is wonderful, and he's like pretty well reputed to be one of the nicest people in Hollywood. So
Wow.
I'd love
Well,
to
Hugh,
work
if
with
you're
Hugh
out there
Jackman. He's just
and you're
wonderful.
interested in a bearded relationship,
Hit me up.
hit me up.
I need to.
Slide into
grow
those
beard.
DMs,
I can
as
grow
they
beard.
say.
Yeah. Feel free to slide. Just slippity slide right in.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sort of just like I'm mind blown by the this is the year of T Swift. It seems like that her concert just went crazy. This thing with the NFL, like they've literally like renamed, like are you watching the Kansas City football game, are you watching the Taylor Swift game? It's like a meme that's going around.
You know what? Good
like
for her. Go Taylor Swift. My God.
She's having some fun.
I'm just trying to figure out, like, how can she solve global warming? Like, is there something we can do with this power? Like, I want to like harness it in some way, or like I don't know. It's sort of like it just seems like it's incredible, and I want to like I feel like Doc Ock, and he's like trying to like harness the power of the sun, but he got too close, and then it like fused
Taylor
into
Swift
his brain.
is the sun. Can confirm.
Yeah,
she is the
Taylor
sun.
Swift is the sun, and I don't know how to harness it. I don't know. If you guys have any thoughts out there and on how to make the Taylor Swift Midas touch happen for CouchSoup or for anything in the world that's good. I hear she did do a lot for voting though, so good for her.
She did. She came out with a whole political thing. There's a whole documentary on Netflix, Drew.
Yeah.
Feel free to sit down and watch.
There's a documentary?
Oh. Yeah, she has a documentary on Netflix. It's so good. You have to watch it.
You're going to be a
so
major Swiftie by the end of
I will.
the weekend.
I will.
Yeah, you'll be a
Listen,
Swiftie.
I have 2 women living in my house. There's not a day that goes by that like someone's not humming a T Swift song. So
you can just turn it on one day and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm just curious,"
Yeah.
It's not that much.
Yeah. And then while you're there, Blackpink also has a documentary on Netflix. You should maybe just like watch those 2 together. Just
honestly, 100% respect. I love a lot of her music too. So there's no shade here. I'm just blown away by the news cycle right now. It's just mind blowing. It's just so good. It's like so entertaining to watch.
She went viral recently because of the VMAs. Stray Kids, who are a Korean pop band, have performed live for the very first time at the VMAs. So like this was their first performance in front of, I guess, that kind of audience. And Taylor Swift went viral for her reaction to their music and stuff. She was very into it. So yeah, that's she's all up on my feed for the last however many years. To be honest, yeah. Anything she does goes viral. So.
And listen, if it doesn't pan out with Travis Kelce, listen, it's more material for her next album, which we all know.
Which I'm kind of like, what is wrong with every guy that she's dating? Like, you know what I mean? Like, poor Taylor Swift gets shat on. Hold on.
At what point is it?
T-Swift.
It's not you, it's me?
Yeah.
Does that actually actually?
She's shat on all the time because all these guys that she like their relationships always end, and I'm like,
always.
Yo. Maybe she's just picking the wrong dudes. Maybe she just is a sucker for a particular kind of guy, and that guy turns out to be a jackass. Like maybe that's just how that is. She's
into like the douchebags that
No, maybe she's into like the ultra romantic, but then maybe they have anger issues. Like who knows?
Yeah.
Like
or they're like secretly serial killers.
Yeah, or secretly maybe they're too overly romantic and cheat on her or something. I don't know. Like I'm just like she doesn't have much luck, and I'm wondering like I don't think it's Taylor Swift. Okay, I think that it's the people she's picking, and I'm like
the pattern.
Yeah, you know
the pattern's not.
I got you, Taylor. I got you, Taylor. If this doesn't work out with Travis, whatever his name is, I got you. Okay. Firstly, the first thing I recommend you to try is someone who's not famous or in spotlight at all. Go for someone in tech, someone who's nerdy, someone who plays video games. He's the best person for you. And if you don't like that,
I'm ready.
Go with girls.
Yeah, just a normal guy.
Just a normal guy, Drew. Into video games.
Likes video games. Sips coffee, you know?
I'm just saying, like, the nerds is where it's at. And I feel like it's starting to, like, people are starting to realize it's on TikTok.
She's going after,
as well.
She's going after narcissists, right? And you can't go after, they'll never love you more than themselves.
Like, try
Taylor.
A nice techie guy. A nice techie guy who works in coding, and maybe he works for a bank. And like
coding.
He plays video games on the weekend.
And he likes weird
Halo.
internet
like,
porn. I mean, sure, go for that. Yeah.
The nerdy guys.
I hear you. I'm
Taylor,
starting to think it might. Do you think now though, like if Travis Kelce was smart, he'd be like, "Here, sign this waiver. You're not allowed to write any songs about me if our relationship goes south."
that could be true, but unfortunately, it's creative license. She can do whatever the fuck she wants.
I don't know. If you sign some sort of contract, I feel like it's implied.
No,
really?
Not true. Because I mean, you wouldn't you can't know that that's what she's writing about. You can't tell me that songs about Jake Gyllenhaal just happened to fall in the period when they were together. So it's like
one song happened to be about Joe Jonas.
That's like Jay-Z saying, like, I wasn't talking about Dre. No, but you literally said, go fuck yourself, Dre. You know, like,
though. She doesn't put it in
She doesn't say, like, Yeah.
I'm just saying, there's creative licenses and loopholes. Taylor Swift's got it down at this point. Like,
she's probably got enough lawyers.
There's no one coming to sue her, please.
All right. And I'm enough about Taylor Swift. Jesus.
You opened this can of worms, Drew.
I did, and I instantly regret it. I don't know. That's what I get.
Bring your
and I even had the moment last night. I was like, do I want to open this? Yeah, let's do it. Let's touch the sun.
Yes.
Burns.
I need more.
I don't have a good segue. I'm just going to jump right into it.
Okay.
Except, listen, if Taylor Swift was going to date a bad boy, it might be, what's his
Argylle?
face? With a bad haircut.
Cavill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
His
Henry
haircut
Cavill.
is painful.
So Argylle is going to be our trailer. So let me give you a quick synopsis, and you can cue us up, Pagan. So Ellie Conway is an introverted spy novelist who seldom leaves her home, is drawn into the real world of espionage when the plots of her books get a little too close to the activities of a sinister underground syndicate. That's it, guys. The tagline for this movie: "Once you know the secret, don't let the cat out of the bag." Okay, that's not a very good tagline. We're going to workshop that one.
Yeah.
But this is directed by Matthew Vaughn, who you might remember from The Kingsman or Layer Cake, which was incredible. X-Men,
Oh my God,
First
Layer
Class,
Cake's fantastic. Sorry.
Yeah, right? That's a great screenplay by Ellie Conway. Weird. There's a little hint there. And Jason Fuchs. And it's based on Ellie Conway's book that hasn't been released yet.
Oh.
Starring Bryce Dallas Howard, Sam Rockwell, Henry Cavill, Dua Lipa, John Cena, Sophia Boutella, Bryan Cranston, and Samuel L. Jackson. This has got a stacked cast, y'all. Let's jump into this trailer.
Okay, all right. I am going to press play in 3, 2, 1, play.
Ooh, nice.
Like that
Oh,
pattern.
wow,
Is
she's
that Argylle?
so
Me how
pretty.
you dance as well as you dress.
Oh,
I
God.
love her so much. Oh God, no,
God,
no,
that
no,
haircut.
no. I hate that hair so much.
It looks like... What is happening?
Oh,
You and I, we're not so different. Agent Argylle.
Little help? Hold on.
Uh-oh.
He's in everything.
okay.
Bye-bye. John Cena just... What?
What happens next?
It's called a cliffhanger.
Oh,
My
bye-bye words.
It's called a cop-out.
Okay. I thought it
Nice.
Oh, hey! There's a cat there.
I love him.
Oh my god, you're Ellie freaking
What's that
Conway.
cat doing in a bag?
Author of Argylle series, Ellie Conway! I am such a fan.
Oh, yeah? What is it you do?
Espionage.
Sam
Would you sign my
Rockwell.
book?
God, I love this guy.
I love him so much.
Here we go.
Oh,
Oh. Yes.
nice.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. He's perfect for these roles.
Kitty!
I mean, no. Same.
That cat starred the show already.
People.
Real life spies.
Why would they care about me?
Because you're a goddamn fortune teller, Ellie. When you wrote your new book actually happened, and you kicked a hornet's nest you didn't even know existed.
I love the
I'm in
colors
some
on
really
this.
big trouble, Mom.
Oh,
So now you're experimenting with drugs.
I want all assets on the I need her to write the next chapter.
What?
God, I hate that cat.
How does he do that?
I love.
Oh, that's cool.
That's really cool. No, kitty.
Oh, no, kitty! Oh, kitty!
The real Agent Argylle. Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh, my God.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Oh my God. I
Don't
can't
be.
wait to see. When is this out? When is this out?
February.
In February. I got to wait until February.
I know.
I know you have to wait a while.
I know.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. What did we think of Argylle? And more importantly, what did you think of Henry Cavill's amazing haircut?
Why?
I mean,
It's
Oh,
worse
no.
than CGIing out the mustache. Okay.
I loved it. I think it's so funny because it's like in her head, and this is the cool guy. I fucking think this is so good. I'm gonna cry. This looks so good. I haven't seen a film that perfectly balances like a serious tone comedy. Like it's not a dark comedy as such, but like there's clearly like serious tone to this. And I can't tell you how much I love Sam Rockwell. I think that man is
He's
amazing in everything he does. He's perfect for this. He's absolutely.
If you
perfect
haven't
for
seen
this whole thing.
Mr. Right, I think you would like that.
I was
love
just
that
thinking
movie
about
so
that.
much.
Oh, bye,
hi,
Drew. Siri, I was not.
He
talking
hated
to you.
Henry's
One
haircut
sec.
so much.
Let me go to an emergency scene.
It's that bad.
Hi,
The
everybody. We're
haircut.
back.
Why does he
Steph and
look
Drew
so
swap
weird?
places, but there you go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
back.
Well, that's okay. That's how that works.
That's fine.
Yeah. Sorry. Literally a browser went up and said like the internet doesn't work anymore. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh.
That's
Well,
interesting.
I guess.
Did you
that's
play
fine.
the little dinosaur game?
I must have. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I get for being on this crappy laptop. Anyway, where were we? Where did we leave off? Where
we were
last
talking
time?
about
the fact
Sam
that,
Rockwell.
Yeah, Sam Rockwell is amazing, and I think this is going to be a big hit. I think. Oh, and Stephanie said, "Have I seen Mr. Right?" I think Mr. Right is fantastic. Is Anna Kendrick in that as well?
She is. Yeah.
Yeah, what a fantastic film, and he's an assassin in that one as well. So this is like so in his realm. I'm very
It
excited
is.
for this. I'm fully on board.
Yeah. Oh, I think I saw. I don't know when, because I feel like I don't know if it was a little clip or if it was a video, but it was talking about Henry Cavill and Dua Lipa were going to be in this, and then I saw an image of Henry Cavill's hair like months ago of what it was going to look like.
Oh, really?
And I was like, oh, okay.
Interesting choice. Yeah.
Yeah, to
I
be
was like,
fair,
I've never seen him with that hair.
as soon as you see it, you're like, whoa, what the fuck is this? And then as soon as like it breaks away and it's basically a character she's written, that all makes
It
so
makes
much
sense.
sense now.
Does it
Yeah.
though?
Well, I mean, you see the
Yeah, John
dolls, the
Cena
figurines.
like picks Dua Lipa up like she's a Barbie doll.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love
Like,
that.
That's awesome.
I love
It all
that.
makes much
So
more
good.
sense now.
Yeah.
It does.
But what? That's a great segue. But here's what's crazy. So this plays on like a duality, right? Like she's writing there's a book world, like she's writing like this book fantasy sort of world, but then there's stuff that's really happening, but that they're saying what she's writing is also really happening. So is the book world actually not book world? It's actually real world that we're seeing like a version of, or
So-
like what's
I don't
happening?
know.
And then like what do you think is like real and what's not real? And then like, well, how do you think about doubling back on that kind of like narrative, like that conceit there?
This feels a lot like Stranger Than Fiction. Have you seen that film?
It's been a while.
It's
That
Emma
reminded me
Thompson
of
and
one.
Will Ferrell, and it is fantastic. And it is about an author who is writing a book, and the character is like living a real life, and then can hear
Okay.
narration and everything like that. It's very good. So this kind of reminded me of that. And if it was like, if Stranger Than Fiction was an action movie, this kind of feels like that a little bit.
Yeah,
I
like
don't
being John
know.
Malkovich kind of vibe. Is
Yeah,
that
I
similar?
think I think more that like I feel like more maybe it's just gonna be coincidence in the film. Maybe how it's written is just gonna be like it's all a big coinky dink, or at the end they're gonna like double mind sweep us and just be like, and that's the book about the book who's like about the person who's writing a book that the stuff comes real, like you know, like it'll all be just a big book on the outside. So I think
And
one
it's
of those.
Henry
two.
Cavill's hair writing the book.
Yeah.
That's,
It's Henry
That's what I
Cavill
really meant.
writing the book.
Oh,
in the
even
80s,
better.
when that hair
Yes,
was cool.
with the nice mustache that's not CGI'd out. Yeah.
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 Bring back the Cavill mustache for sure.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know, Steph. Do you have any thoughts on like how that's all gonna play out, or do you care?
I don't know. I feel like I would love for it to be like, it's kind of like when you imagine like your heroes and then you meet them in person, and then it's like, oh, they're a little like maybe more disheveled, or like it would be funny if like Henry Cavill was also like the real Argylle, but he looks like completely different, and she's like, oh, like, But I don't know. I mean, I kind of like the idea of it just kind of being a quinkydink, like it's just not, she's writing, because Bryan Cranston's character too, like he seems interesting. We barely got any kind of idea of who he is, but I feel like it could very much just be like, it's just happening to be a coincidence. She's writing something. Oh, well, that happened to happen in Hong Kong, like yesterday, like, but
I don't know. I mean, seems like a coincidence. I don't know. Here's why I don't buy that. Like the fact that like the supervillain here, right, is asking like, I need her to write the next chapter or whatever, the next book. I mean, she's clearly influencing like what's happening, right?
What
so
they're doing.
with whatever happens, so there's obviously real world repercussions, to like whatever she's doing. I don't know. This reminds me of like a Stargate episode, like where like I think it was like Wormhole Extreme, where like there was another guy who was making a TV show that was basically the exact same as like what was really happening in Stargate. Like, the missions were similar, but they were slightly different, right? And it turned out like, he I forget what, it was like alien influence or something that happened there. But I feel like there's going to be something where she was like used to work for, or is like somehow like connected to, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how they like tie that all in, and to see like how they blend those two worlds together, or do we get a recap of like what happened real world versus book world, and how that all shuffles together.
Maybe she's imagining all of this, or has a split personality, and so it's like, or not split memory, like, she can remember some stuff but she can't remember other stuff, but then it's like she's writing it down, like
she's omnipotent. Maybe she's a god.
She's just giving them really good ideas, like, like maybe when she writes the book, they're like, that's not a fucking bad idea, maybe we should pull that off.
Let's do that.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it seems like that. But what a cast!
What a cast!
What a cast!
I love this
Bryan
trailer so much.
Catherine O'Hara, come on!
I love her.
What a woman!
Yeah, Catherine O'Hara. Yeah. Good call. Matthew Vaughn, in an interview, he said, "When I read the early draft manuscript, I felt like it was the most incredible and original spy franchise since Ian Fleming's books of the '50s. This is going to reinvent the spy genre." Bold words, I thought.
Wow.
Clearly, this is he's setting it up kind of like if he's harking back to Ian Fleming, he's setting this up as a franchise. I mean, what did you see that reinventioning happening here, other than that kind of like there's like a bit of a fourth world flip, like we're in on the joke as the audience in a way, or not in on the joke, but in on what's happening. I mean, what do you guys think of that? Do you think we need another spy franchise?
I'm always good for another spy franchise. I love that shit, man.
I love his
I think it's so good.
Kingsman movies.
I even watched Spy, the Melissa McCarthy Spy.
That was funny.
I thought it was so good.
Was that the one? Oh no, I think I did watch that one.
Like, it's just so funny. Rose Byrne,
that's a good one. Yeah,
Jason Statham,
that's a good one.
So funny. So I actually thought more like that. I thought this was gonna be like a comedy spy thing. Reinventing the genre seems a little strong.
It does seem a little
seems like a little strong, Matthew Vaughn. But at the same time, I'm on board. If that's true, I'm on board.
Yeah.
I'm excited, is what I am. That's exciting. I'm happy that they're now. I'm confused about like Dua Lipa being in it. Is Dua Lipa an actress now?
I mean, she was in the Barbie movie for like 30 seconds.
Everybody was in the Barbie movie for like 3 seconds. So I was just wondering. I wonder if she's like, because I mean, she's stunning. Like, she's so beautiful. I think she's perfect, like, archetype for her like novel idea, which is why I think like Henry Cavill and John Cena fit really well in her world as well. But yeah, I was just like, I didn't know that Dua Lipa was like acting now. I just thought that she was in the Barbie movie.
She's unexpected, that's for sure.
Yeah.
No different than like eventually Madonna getting into acting eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, I think at some point
Lady Gaga.
Where is she now?
or Lady Gaga. Yeah, Lady Gaga. What is she's now on a?
She wanted to. I think she wanted to be an actress, but
Yeah,
like, music was kind of like her only route at first.
Gaga
like,
had
to
a
get in,
different
but
story. She started as an actress. Nobody would hire her because they said that she was too ugly. They can go fuck themselves. And then she was like, well, I'm just going to write music and become famous. And then she did. And then she's gone back to acting. And what an art.
Yeah.
Great voice.
I don't think there's any pop star out there that doesn't eventually look in the mirror and say like, oh, it'd be cool. I could be a movie star too. Like, I think they all think.
To be fair,
stardom.
they all have.
Happens with
'cause
reality
they're doing
TV
music
stars.
videos and stuff as well. So.
I mean,
I just didn't know she was. To see her in this, I was like, oh, it's interesting that she's just been in Barbie and now this. It's interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. I don't know. I my thought is like, yeah, I'm with you, Pagan. I'm all for more spy, franchises. I just when I watched this, I'm not sure I was like, oh man, I could totally see this as like an ongoing. Like, I almost want this to be a one-off in a way, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why. It just feels that. In that sense, but I prove me wrong. I'm excited. I love Matthew Vaughn and everything he does. Like, I love The Kingsman. The last film was a little missed, but that world, and I love the and I love how self-aware that his movies are in a sense. Like, Layer Cake's a little different, but most of his films are very like
kick-ass.
Yeah, like it's like the audience is in on it, right? You know what I'm saying? And this has that same tone where it's like he's winking at the camera a lot, especially with that shot where the cat is like coming up and like you know what I'm saying? It's like he's giving you a little bit of wink wink, nudge nudge, I know what I'm doing here. And there's moments like that too with the cat and the train escape and stuff like that where I feel like maybe the real world she thinks is happening is actually book world, because like the whole thing with the cat and that CGI, like I'm sort of like that just feels so out there. That it like unrealistic, you know what I'm saying? Like it, like where almost the book world stuff feels more like Fast and the Furious, like that's the way it should be happening in a way, Like
see, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like, is this a book world within a book world within a book world?
It's like Inception.
Is this are these are stories within stories, so that like
that would
at
be
the
pretty
end
cool.
of the movie it'll be a pitch.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the movie will end.
They're just sitting in a room.
Yeah, with Bryce Dallas Howard being like, and that's the scene. What do you guys think? Like, I feel like that's kind of how that's gonna go.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe like
the whole movie.
We've all seen it. We've all seen it happen. Also, I love Bryce Dallas Howard. I think she's wonderful.
I would love that even more though, because her and Jessica Chastain always get mistaken for each other.
Oh my god!
And it would be Jessica Chastain as Bryce Dallas. Howard in.
Please God, that would actually be so funny. But also refer to her as Bryce. So like, at the end of the pitch, just be like, Bryce, it was really good, but we're gonna go in a different direction.
It's like it'd be like a Black Mirror episode.
That'd be very good.
I like the real Bickers plot twist. She is Argylle, or JGM Shadow Games.
It's a mirror.
The cat is Argylle.
She's Ron Howard's daughter, right?
She is.
Yes.
Yeah. She's just so good. I think it's like, she's just wonderful, and she's a director now as well. Oh.
Yeah. Let's hope she's, the Jurassic Park franchise is done now. She has time to do things like this.
Valuable shit like this.
Yeah.
Valuable shit. Yeah, better.
I like this.
Yeah.
I like this trailer a lot. I think this is going to be good. I'm excited for it.
Yeah. Well, are you gonna, on that note, what do you think? Are you gonna go see this? Do you think it's gonna do well? It's in theaters only.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it was going to be on Apple or it's from Apple, so it'll be probably on Apple eventually. But I want to see this in the theaters, because I've seen almost every Kingsman minus the last one. I watched that at home. But like, I love the Kingsman franchise. Like, that is just top tier.
It is.
So
good.
it's like, and seeing the action in this trailer, like, ooh, that's like Kingsman, like what he did, like there, like kick ass. Like, I'm like, okay, like, so I think I'll definitely like. I'm excited. And Kingsman, like, blew me away. Like, I never expected to like that movie so much, and I was laughing so hard in the first movie, so it's like, I feel like this will be like that.
Yeah, what do you think, Pagan?
Yeah, I'm going to go see this in cinema, like, probably the opening weekend. I think this is so funny. I love Sam Rockwell. I think Bryce Dallas Howard is hilarious. I think the setup for this movie is a good time. Like, it's a fun time at the cinema, and I enjoy this kind of theater. So, I'm down. I think it will be successful because of the trailer alone. I think the trailer is interesting. It sparks a different story. I love the cast. Got very big, heavy names there. So I do think that this will actually do well, because this could probably be a family movie in a way, not family, but like
Mm-hmm.
you know, a thing that you go see with people or your friends or like your brother or your sister or something. So I would, definitely go see this.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think this is going to do pretty well. I think Kingsman, as awesome as that movie, and it did great. It was hyper violent, and I feel like this is toning a little bit of that down. We didn't get a red band trailer or anything like that, so you know, you don't really know. But I do think this is going to do pretty good, especially in February. This feels like a date night movie, you know, kind of vibe. I think this is going to do pretty good. I'm definitely probably going to try to go see this in the movies as well. I'm just curious, and you know, my wife's also a writer, so I think this kind of hits home to that, you know. So I think we're definitely gonna want to go see this. I'm just interested to see how it plays out. It's setting up a big idea. I just hope it lands the plane. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a little cautious on how that's all gonna formulate. I like to think I'm pretty like clever and can like think through how things will play out, but I'm a little lost on how this is gonna like culminate. Which is good, which is a good thing, which is exciting. So surprise me, Matthew Vaughn. And on that note, we are going to take a break, and we'll be right back, and we're going to watch Leave the World Behind. And all right.
Hey, we're back.
How about it? Leave the World Behind is a story about two families, strangers to each other, who are forced on a long weekend gone terribly wrong, based on the acclaimed book of the same name by, I'm going to butcher this, but I think his name is Rumaan Alam, and directed by Sam Esmail, who you may recognize if you're a Mr. Robot fan, or if you're into the Homecoming series, who actually starred Julia Roberts, who's also in this film, alongside Ethan Hawke, Mahershala Ali, and Mahala Harold, and Kevin Bacon with a surprise.
Hey, Kevin Bacon. 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. Let's go.
And just before we get into it, this is executive produced by Barack and Michelle Obama. Interesting.
Really? Well, that's interesting.
Yeah,
I like it.
I know.
The president. Really?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, celebrities are getting into, like, different people are getting into the movie, and like what was the other movie? The it's not called The Chosen One. I forget what it's called, but Jay-Z produced what was that called? Crap. I'm blanking on the trailer.
Yeah.
Help me out, guys.
What did he produce?
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
Yeah,
What was
remember
that called?
the one he's like a false prophet, and he's like
It's
Yes. That looks so good as well. And
It
I
looked
can't wait
good.
to
Yeah,
see
it
it.
does.
can't think of
I'm
it.
so sorry, Jay-Z.
Don't hate.
Hold
Oh, it'll come to me. It'll
Book of Clarence.
on.
There we
Book of
go.
Clarence.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
That's
Thank
so
you.
good.
Boom, coming in hot. Yeah, let's.
Interesting.
This thing's cute. Let's get this queued up. Hold on, I need 1 second. All right, I'm ready.
Okay, I'm playing in 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, good start.
Okay.
So sorry to bother you.
Oh, I love him.
You must be Amanda.
Why did you come
Ooh,
here?
nice shot.
In my line of work, you have to understand the patterns that govern the world.
Okay,
That can help you see a future.
Did you just manipulate a satellite?
call this
And
out.
I knew something was coming.
I don't understand. What do you mean?
The bacon.
We are seeing ongoing cyber attacks across the country.
The truth is much scarier.
What is the truth?
What? Window just randomly cracked?
What the heck was that in the sky?
Oh my god.
We're gonna be okay.
That's not a cyber attack. Wow.
Aren't you the one who always said, if you're not paranoid by now, it's too late?
Oh god.
Oh.
Haven't you been picking up on what's going on out there? We've all been deserted.
Oh.
There's no going back to normal.
I don't. What? You can't leave me on this.
I know.
On Netflix, December 8th. Wow. Okay.
Coming out.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
Interesting.
All right. What are you guys thinking? You guys ready to leave the world behind yet, or hang out with Julia and Ethan and Mahershala,
I mean, I'll hang
Kevin
out with
Bacon?
them, but I don't want to leave the world behind. So, like,
This makes me want to buy the book and read it before it comes out.
Kind of, right?
Yeah,
Same.
totally. Like, I don't. Oh my! Like, this is. Oh god, this has intrigued me so much, but has given me so little.
Mm-hmm.
It has just given me so little. It's just two couples, a cyber attack, and then shit goes wild, and then Kevin Bacon's sus on the outside. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, he's very sus.
I think listen, Kevin Bacon makes the best villain. If you need a villain, Kevin Bacon. Like he's just.
He also doesn't have a last name. It's just Danny.
Yeah, villain material. Villain material right there.
Clearly villain material.
He should put a "the" in front of it as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think this has tantalized me just enough with this trailer, with the sound effects, the close-up shots, the muted shots. So we see quite a lot of like stuff happening where there's just sound over it. There's no like in-shot sound, which is really cool. I love Ethan Hawke. I'm a big fan of Julia Roberts. I think that this is going to be intense, but it's kind of my vibe. But I do think it feels booky. Is anybody else? Like, I feel like the book people will know. The book talk will understand.
Yeah,
this feels like a booky trailer that I kind of want to pick up the book and read it before this comes out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Thoughts?
It's thrown me off though about the fact of the Obamas, producing this, because I'm like, okay, like this felt like sci-fi, but I'm like, I can't see them like producing a sci-fi movie, so I'm like, I feel like there's some, I don't want to call it like political, but like like agency, like like kind of like Cold War-ish. What was that show called? What's her name? Carrie Russell. There was like a
the Diplomat.
Not the Diplomat. Another one. Anyway, somebody in the chat might know, but they're like undercover Russian spies. It's like during the Cold War time. It's like.
I know what you're talking about.
Sounds
I know what
good.
you're talking about. Yeah. I know
But anyways, like that kind of feels like this, like when they open the door and it's like Julia Roberts and her husband, which I don't think her husband was Kevin Bacon, was Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke, yeah.
Like they seem very suspicious, like they're caught up in some kind of, I don't know, maybe one of them's the spy or doing something bad, and like Mahershala, his character seems like the kind of guy to come in and like fix things.
Yeah.
Like he has a lot of power. This is just interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, it is interesting. Yeah, because
sorry, the book is the same name, is it?
yes,
Googling it.
yes, I believe so. Yeah, no, this is it's very intriguing, right? Like he shows up and Mahershala Ali's character shows up and he clearly has some notion of about what's about to go down before it goes down, right? Which is already intriguing in its own right. Like how to like what gives you the right, and then why show up here, and like, and so there's a lot of interesting questions about that character, and then why those people in that house, and does he live there? Is he renting the house out to them or something like that? I'm assuming maybe it's sort of the vibe, and there's something with that house that he needs maybe. And then it starts out with like cyber attack, but then it gets very, to your point, guys, like it gets almost supernaturally, like really crazy blood looking like it's falling from the sky, and like windows cracking and stuff like that. I mean,
sand, whatever that was, like coming in through the windows.
Yeah. This is pretty cool. Like in the trailer, it's done well. There's a bit of a ticking clock vibe, like the giving you that angst, and it's got like the urgency, and the music's very like the strings are really strong. I'm really digging, and I mean, I just can't get over this cast. I mean, Julia Roberts, Ethan Hawke, Mahershala Ali, Kevin Bacon. Good. I mean, it's kind of an interesting. Here's my thought though: is this good? Like, this does kind of giving me like end of the world vibes. And here's what I do and don't like about these kind of movies. I like it when it gives us a glimpse outside of the world of the people that were around. Does that make sense? When it's so siloed and you only know what the people know, as a nerd, I get really frustrated. I want to know more about like
interesting
what's happening and like what other people are doing to prevent, or you know what I'm saying? I want a larger view. I like this feels very like enclosed, like we're just going to get this family, these two couples view on what's happening. And the problem with that is like, you're never going to give me enough information for me to like understand fully what's going on and how to like absorb that. So that's kind of my thought. Do you think they are going to do that, or do you have any thoughts on like what you do and don't like about these types of films?
Well, that's actually interesting because I love films that are extremely limited view, as if it could be a theater play. So like 12 Angry Men, or I like 10 Cloverfield Lane is such a perfect example. That feels like a play. This feels like a play, and I love that kind of stuff. I love theater. I love like the interconnecting relationships of such a small amount of people, because it makes everything more interesting. Because characters change. Like, there should be a character progression. There could be a twist. There could be an arc. I think that's what actually grips me about films. I actually don't really mind about the other world. I actually want to see more of closed encounters style like films. So yeah, interesting. I think I would definitely watch that just based on this. Based on the fact that it's listing 5 people at the end. It says Julia Roberts, Mahershala, Ali, Ethan Hawke, Mahershala, and Kevin Bacon. And I feel like if they're the only people in the film, other than the 2 kids, of course,
yeah, the kids,
that's like a perfect film for me. Like, I just love that.
Yeah, it does. And again, I don't mind, I guess, that, but I think like, here's what 10 Cloverfield Lane worked for me. I knew it was in the Cloverfield universe, right? Okay. So, and I've seen Cloverfield, so I understand like the outside of what's happening, or what happened to lead to this, right? So I can put together in my head why this is going down, and like what's real and what's not. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where this feels singular, and if I don't know. It's hard for me to explain. I'm trying to think of a good example that has done this sort of conceit really well, but given us like sort of the outward view as well. And I can't think of one. I know it's out there, but maybe the chat has some.
I assume movies like Godzilla though would do that for you, right? Because like you have an interconnecting relationship between like I think 4 to 6 characters, and then like you'll get a lot of shots about what's happening in the streets or outside or in the real world, and usually it's glimpses and stuff. I think the most recent one did that well, as far as I know, the one with Millie Bobby Brown and Bryan Cranston. But unsure. Usually horror films do it very well.
Yeah. You know what? I don't know why this bubbled up. It's not the best, but Steven Spielberg's Invasion. Oh crap! What is it? It's the End of the World one. The one where the aliens and why am I blanking on the name of this movie? It's the one where the aliens end up getting a cold and they all die. But what's great about that, you're following his family.
Science?
No. It's based on the radio drama that got everybody crazy. Why am I blanking on it? Anyway, you're following his family, but the family like travels enough to where you get glimpses of like how the military are handling this. You get glimpses of how somebody would be holed up in a home, and you get glimpses of like how a city would be like go down really quickly, and you're seeing like people like come together and travel to, like, if it feels more like a larger scope film, even though you're still singularly focused on like one family, which I thought was an interesting way to handle something like that. So you still get a wider view of, I think, the invasion and how it's happening or whatnot, at the end of the world view. But
I think it's less of yes. That's not what I was thinking. No, I feel like it's less of like an invasion movie and more of like, you know, like we saw him controlling the satellite. Yeah. So I feel like something could happen to the satellites where all the satellites go down. So like all these things don't suddenly have like control. So maybe like levees burst, or ships don't have sonar, so they can't tell where they're going, and they end up, you know, like, so I feel like it's going to be kind of like, oh, it's an end of the world situation in that way.
Yeah. Maybe. I think you're on something there, but I think this is like, so the news report said it's a recorded like cyber attacks. And then just showed a massive picture of America and all of the states that went red and people are losing power and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm just wondering if this is more of a war film in today's technology. If someone could turn off all of the technology and satellites above America that helps control any of that, like navigation and stuff, y'all are fucked. So I'm kind of like that. That would be interesting.
That is
if
interesting.
This is a war twist, because they didn't really mention anything about the world as such.
No,
that I
totally.
caught in the trailer. So
yeah, I mean, you say world, I always think of like the world of our world, right? And it's always
like the Western world.
It's always,
I understand you. I just think that it looked very American to me.
Yeah, 100%. It does look like an American attack of some sort. And the cyber, you're right. Like the boat going towards the beach is very cool, and then you see like the down plane, and you see that Sam Esmail's doing some really interesting things with like how he's shooting like the chaos, which is cool which is why I'm hopeful that we're getting like an outwardly view of like the chaos and what's going on, because
maybe that's
we
like
do
a plane
see some of that.
Shot.
Like I'm wondering what is the red red burst of clouds above Ethan Hawke. I'm wondering if it's like you know things like something simple like a paraglider or something like that, and a helicopter coming past and chopping it to bits. You know what I mean? So I'm wondering if it's something like that. Like it looks supernatural in the trailer, but I think it's intended to look that way, and I think it's going to be something simple.
Somebody in the chat thought it was pesticide. I can't find that.
Could be, it could be pesticide. That's an interesting thought too. Like a plane, dropping something. Yeah, there's a lot of cool. I love any trailer or any movie that's making us ask these like interesting questions. And if you remember, if you ever watch Mr. Robot, go back and watch it. It's an incredible show. Sam Esmail like killed that as a show, and you could just see where his brain goes. Like he's very logical. Like there's nothing in that show. I mean, there are some things, but like it eventually all kind of makes sense, right? Because it's a show about computer hacking, it needs to kind of live in a logical space. But like it just seems that he's a very like buttoned up director and writer, in the sense that everything matters. You know what I'm saying? Everything has a reason, which I love. So there's never anything out there that's floating in a weird like, why did that doesn't make sense? So I'm excited to see how he's going to deliver on this. This has a knockout cast, but do you think this is going to put butts in seats in November, or is it December?
If I'm honest, when it said it's going to be on Netflix December 8th, I was like, cool, I'll wait for it to on Netflix.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
It doesn't look like something that I want to see in the cinema, but I'll definitely watch it on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting, right? Like it does make you. That's an interesting thing you said, because the moment it's going to be out pretty soon on Netflix, you're sort of the urgency to see it, and even if it is a limited release, to see it in the theaters it's not there, right? You don't have that because before, if it came out in the theaters, you'd have to wait 6 to 8 months, sometimes a year, before it would release on like a DVD or something, to where you'd be able to see it anywhere, right? So seeing it in the theater was really like the only chance you had for a long time to like watch this again. But now you don't. It's out in like 2 months usually after it's released.
Well, and I think that's kind of like a downfall, like in some situations, because if I know it's going to be on a streaming platform eventually, I'm just going to wait to watch it. It's like with a lot of Disney movies, I'm like, I'm not going to go to the theater and sit down and watch that. I'll just watch The Haunted Mansion or whatever at home. Like when I can decide, oh, you know what? I don't like this. We're going to go watch Coco for the 100th time. Like, so like, I think I feel for that. Like, and this movie, like, it looks interesting, but also seeing the Netflix symbol at the beginning, I'm like, okay, like, where it's going to live. And I don't know. I just discovered he's married to Emmy Rossum, and I'm like, like,
right?
You
Who's
lucky
married
man.
to Emmy Rossum?
Sam.
The director.
The director. He's a lucky man.
I don't know how they hooked up. That's interesting. I feel you. I'm sort of in the same vein. I'm like, I would support this like type of film in the theater, but yeah, you're right. Like, why? It's like, why not?
They followed it up so quickly in that little trailer with like out in theaters November, and then straight in the next frame, it's on Netflix December 8th, and I'm like, well. Okay. I have Netflix.
It's like, cool. Already giving you money there.
Yeah,
We're
good. I might as well just wait for you to come on Netflix.
I feel like Netflix should just like, you know what, if you have like a Netflix membership, you know what they should do? They should subsidize like your movie ticket to make you go buy it. Like you're already paying the membership.
I would do that. If I got a discount in the cinema with Netflix, I'm going
to. If it's a Netflix film, use this code, you get 30% off your ticket, whatever, right?
Oh, same with Apple, please.
So
I'd also like the Apple productions.
100% same with Apple. Like all of those big tech conglomerates should be like subsidizing their content.
Call the people. Call Hollywood.
It's like you're paying a membership and then not getting any perks to use it anywhere else, right? You know what I'm saying? Like it's, I It doesn't make sense. You're welcome. I'm here for ideas all day. If you guys want to hire me as a consultant, Netflix and Apple, I will come in and tell you how to do your business any day of the week.
That idea is now copyrighted?
Yes,
it
by
is.
CouchSoup.
Boom.
And Meal Tickles.
And Meal Tickles. Meal Tickles is, listen, we have
Never
to keep that on the DL. That will get us into trouble. You go to mealtickles.com, you're going to find some shit. All right? And it's not going to be pretty. You're going to want to stay away a long
Just
time.
remember, what is seen cannot be unseen.
That's true. Yeah, go in blindfolded.
Yeah, that is the tagline from mealtickles.com.
That should be our tagline for trailer talk. What can be seen cannot be unseen. All right, last few seconds here. We're going to wrap it up pretty quickly. What do you guys recommend? What are you watching, playing, listening to? Anything in the shower, singing, anything? What do you got?
I got The Glory on Netflix. I finally started watching it. It's a Korean, I want to say Korean drama, but it's more like a thriller / crime something. It's a revenge story. I will say, though, it is extremely harrowing to watch. I would not watch this if you were in any way, triggered by, anything like domestic abuse or physical violence. It's not gory. It's just unsettling to watch. It's really unsettling to watch, but it is so good. It's so well shot, supremely acted. The Glory on Netflix. That's all I got.
The Glory.
The Glory.
Is it a show or a movie?
It's a show. It's 16 episodes, and it's a revenge story about a person who has built up a revenge plan over 18 years to get back at her bullies in high school.
I love that.
It's fucking amazing. Drew, you would love that. Seriously. Definitely just check it out. Maybe watch the first episode, see how you feel. It's so good. Harrowing and dark, but you're so driven because you're like, get him. This has to happen. This whole story has to unfold really well.
That's cool.
Would
recommend. All right. And one more time, what's the name?
The Glory, and it's on Netflix.
Gotcha. All right, Stephanie, what do you got?
So I've been watching the new season of The Morning Show, and
all right.
it's painful. I've had the same thing with the Only Murders in the Building show because it's you have to wait a week, and I'm like, why though? I need it now. But it's such a good show, and I love the third season a lot. I love the cast and the characters are just incredible. John Hamm's in the third season, so I'm he's great.
Pretty much watch anything with that guy in it.
Yeah. Well, and he did the Mad Men pose in one shot, and I was like,
whoa. Shut up. He did the thing.
He did the thing.
God.
They know. And then I need to rewatch this one because I was very confused, and it took me a long time to track it. But I finally watched The Wonder, Florence Pugh's movie on Netflix.
Yes.
It's based on a book as well.
No?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. And so I was excited. I liked how it started off, but story-wise, I got a little confused. And then the way it ended, I was like, you did what you did at the beginning, but I don't understand.
Yeah. I actually think it's a really well-written film. I think you're right, though. It kind of messes with you, though. It's good.
It does. It does. And my mom came into it halfway, and she's like, "What? Why did they?" I'm like, "They did it at the beginning." I was like,
okay.
But it's interesting. So I want to rewatch it so I can understand it a little more. It was very quiet, so sometimes it was very hard to to hear things. But the music and the sound effects in this movie, it's really cool. I thought it was going to be a scary movie, when I saw all the trailers and stuff in it.
Okay.
But the music really, it's suspenseful,
right,
and dark, and the scenery.
It's a film where Florence Pugh plays a British nurse who has come into a small Irish town, an Irish parish.
I've seen the trailer for that.
Who has because there's a miracle happening in the town.
And isn't there some priest that she falls in love with or something in the trailer or something? I don't know. I just saw the trailer. There's maybe I'm thinking of something else.
No, not a priest.
Not a priest, but
there's someone else who would understand the issue, because essentially the miracle that's happening in the town revolves around a child, so there's concerns for well-being and stuff, and it just unravels that way. It's very good.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's just I need to rewatch it. The Wonder.
The Wonder on Netflix.
Yes.
I'm also popping all this in the chat as well for anybody watching later.
And the Morning Show on Apple.
And the Morning Show. Yeah.
Season 3. or seasons 1 through 3. I guess, if you're,
yes, 1 through 3.
I still haven't watched it, and I like everything Apple TV does pretty much. So I need to jump on board that train. And I really was a fan of the Newsroom. I like for some reason news shows. Like I don't know, there was again, that was a show written and directed by my mind today is shattered. But prolific director did like the Social Network and a bunch of
it's Aaron Sorkin.
Yeah, Aaron Sorkin. So I love his work, so I'll watch anything he does basically. But yeah, if it's anything in that vein, I definitely need to catch up on the morning show. Yeah, I got two today, just to drop real quick. I finally got a chance to play a video game. I haven't played a video game in a long time. I decided, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna stay up late and play some game. And I put on, it's a game I've been wanting to play. It came out a long time ago, called Control. I don't know if you ever heard of this game.
I have heard.
By Remedy Games. It's it's out on like big consoles, like so you can play it on like the PS4, PS5, Xbox, I believe, Steam, all that stuff. Nintendo Switch even, I think, has a version. But you're this girl, and it starts out very like intriguing. You don't know what's going on. And you walk into this like this some sort of like, it looks like a CIA agency, but instead of CIA, it's like, you know, like Agency of Control or something like that. And you start walking around, and there's like people floating above you, like just like they're hanging, but they're not. They're being like levitated, and like you start to learn that you have powers, and you become this director, and you got this like really cool like gun, and it's all about like reality and worlds and like and these artifacts that have power that you can control, and you eventually gain some control over these artifacts, and so you can like levitate and push people, and it's just a really cool game, and it's all designed in this sort of like 1980s sort of vibe. Like all the computers are like old CRTs, and they talk about like floppy disks and stuff, and it's I don't know what it is. It's got this really cool vibe, and it's a bit noirish, but in the sense where she has like an inner monologue, like almost like a detective would, you know, like in a film noir, like, so here I was, you know, blah 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 blah. But then there's also like interesting cutscenes, and you could tell it was very low budget in the sense that they didn't have a lot of money to spend on like huge mocap like things, but it's still very beautiful. Like the art direction of it, like it's very well made. You know, like you could tell like the attention to detail on a lot of things was put towards this game, and I'm probably like 30% into it, guys. I've only spent like 4 or 5 hours on this, so I don't know. Hopefully it ends as good as it starts, but it's very intriguing. Definitely go check this game out if you haven't yet, if you're into sort of like the suspense or supernatural type games in a third person kind of shooter-ish. You know, it's very slow. It's not a lot of gunplay, but there is gunplay, and it's very cool. And then the second thing I'll recommend is why am I blanking on it? I was going to say Rings of Power, but that's not right. Wheel of Time. Similar vibe. Rings of Power, Wheel of Time. I like a good fantasy show, and I'm watching season 2. Started season. We kind of rewatched parts of season 1, and I remembered that I was digging that show. And season 2 starts off pretty good. And I listen. I'm a sucker for fantasy shows. You put magic and guys with swords and bows and anything with like orcs and Trollocs, and like I'm just gonna watch it. I don't care. That's just what it tickles my brain, and I like it, and I'm gonna watch it. Even if it's bad, like I'll watch the bad stuff with the good stuff. And this isn't that bad. It's actually decent. It's not great. It's not like holy shit, like this is gonna be win all the awards, but it does what it's supposed to do, and it delivers on the fantasy tropes, and you get everything you want. So the sword fighting, the cool magic stuff, and so go check that out if you're like me and are itching for a Lord of the Rings ish style show in that vein. So.
That looks better than what is it called with Ben Barnes? I've tried watching it, and I can't get through the second season.
Ben Barnes. I don't know Ben Barnes. I don't know that name.
Why am I? He's Hold on, I'll find it. Anyways,
is it another like magic series?
Yeah, it's Shadow and Bone. There we go.
Shadow and Bone.
I tried.
Wheel of Time is definitely less CW like love stories, more like world ending. Like we have a quest.
That's what I want.
Like less of like but if I fall in love with this person and my power will become greater. I don't know, kind of garbage.
The darkness is consuming me. Help.
Yeah. Only this boy can help me become the great thing I once be. Yeah.
Yeah, I started the second season and I don't think I got far.
Yeah. It's Shadow and Bone. It's one of those shows where I was like, this has got some interesting premise, and then it keeps going, and you're like, no, this is just another one of those like.
Yeah,
teen
I felt
angst.
too old watching it. I was like, I love Ben Barnes. I want to continue my Prince Caspian love, but can't.
Nice.
But,
all right, guys. Well, that's all we have to recommend. Again, Control. Check it out on wherever you play video games, and then Wheel of Time on Amazon Prime.
Nice.
Check that out. And so that'll do it for this week, guys. Thank you again for hanging out with us on Trailer Talk. We'll be back next week for more trailers. We got already some good ones that dropped today that I think we might watch next week. And we'll bring back PJ. We'll bring back PJ to get all the facts wrong on Elvis. And then this week we're back with correct, Pagan? We're with more streams on Resident Evil 4.
Resident Evil 4, we're going into chapter 14. People have been warning me about this chapter, and I don't know why. So let's find out together. We're going to be finding out tomorrow night at 12 p.m. PST, which is 8 p.m. Irish time. We're on twitch.tv/CouchSoup. And then last week's edit is going to be up on Thursday, hopefully. It's actually quite a long edit, so I hope that's going to be okay. But it has to do with the regenerators, and it's kind of long for a reason, okay? So we do our best,
They just regenerate.
Friends. We do our best. Yeah, they regenerate.
That's why it's long.
Yeah, so it's a good time. So hopefully that'll be up on Thursday at 2 o'clock.
Nice. Looking forward to that. I love that series. And then Screen Smash is taking a couple weeks off. They'll be back October 16th. So if you're kind of like, where the hell Screen Smash? They'll be back mid-month. And then also our RPG show is coming back in the middle of October. So check that out. We'll be announcing news on that as well. And then the final episode of Ahsoka drops tonight. And if you're wondering like what the hell's going on and what did I think and what do other people think, you're going to want to check out Ahsoka Chronicles. That'll be out as a podcast tomorrow, as well as on CouchSoup.com if you want an early look at the video. And then on Thursday for everyone else, the video version on YouTube. So Ahsoka Chronicles, check that out if you're jonesing to hear more awesome people talk about everything there is to know about Ahsoka in that series. I know I'll be listening, and I hope you do too. And that'll do it for this week, guys, on Couch Soup. Thank you, everybody who supports this show. You're amazing. It helps us continue to do what we do. We love you, and come hang out in the community. It's great. It's free. But if you want to support, you can do that too. CouchSoup.com. Come check us out. New articles every day. And on that note, we'll see you next week.
Thanks, everybody. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.